Sports. I'm your host, Jonathan Burton, and today is Wednesday, so you know it's all about the wrestling Wednesday. So, today, I'm gonna kind of get into the results of the shows, but not really the full thing, just some main points. First, we'll start with the Bloodline. You have Jay and Jimmy back together on one condition. Jay said, "Listen, we can get back, but we're not gonna be anybody's lapdogs. We're not gonna be pushed around by anyone." So basically saying, we can we're family with Roman, but he's not pushing us around anymore. So that was cool to hear. And then, they're kinda outmatched, but not outmatched, but out teamed by the Timu bloodline, the Dollar Store bloodline, you know, the twos, not even the twos, like the 85ths. I don't really care what you say. Just not the ones. And basically, he's like, "Oh, Sammy comes into the fray like earlier." Well, no, he comes in after they go out, and he's like, "So you just back with him after everything he did to you, after everything he did to us?" And Sammy seems really annoyed. He's actually very mad that Jay is just back with Jimmy. So he kind of talks to Jay alone. He's like, really, you do that? Like, how could you do that? And Jimmy's like, he's like, so basically, Sammy's like, I don't understand. Like, why are you doing this? And Jay's like, of course you wouldn't understand. You're not family, and not rub Sammy the wrong way because Sammy said he doesn't like Solo or Roman. He doesn't like anyone at that side. So he's gone, but he hates Roman the most. Jay's annoyed. He talks to Jimmy. Jimmy's like, "See, let me talk to him. Let me talk to him." So later, near the end of the show, he walks out. Jay's like, "Hey, have you talked to him?" And Jimmy's like, "Shh, look behind us." It is Sami Zayn and Solo Sokoa in the parking lot talking and looking like they're having a good conversation. Of course, this could just be a setup and then Sammy helps. But if it's not, this would be amazing storytelling. Solo and Sami Zayn in the parking lot? Like, what? Like, what are you doing there, Sammy? He's talking like Solo, like you kind of like him again. I don't know what's going on. Are you the one that, is going back to the family? And Jay looks upset. Jimmy's like, I told you so. Can't even imagine what Roman would say on Friday. But next thing, this one was kind of funny, in my opinion. Miz goes up to R-Truth, says, I'm sorry, let's be cool again. R-Truth says, okay, slaps him across the face. All that happens. And then later, Miz literally gets kidnapped by the Wide Six in front of us. And it's just hilarious how this happens to Miz of all people. Stuff like this is always happening to the Miz. It never ends. It's on repeat, 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 and it's just funny. So then later in the night, Karen Cross puts on his Instagram a video of him like drawing, and Scarlett comes up and she's like, "Hey, Miz got kidnapped by the Wyatt Six like 20 minutes ago." He's like, "Really?" And she's like, yeah. And he's like, oh, he's dead. He's just gone. And she's like, we gotta go look for him. He's like, but you said 20 minutes, right? So he's definitely dead. So Karen Cross is just persistent about the Miz being dead because the Wyatt Six got him. Just persistent with that. Because, Miz is a bully. And you know what the Wyatt Six hates more than anyone? Bullies. They hate bullies. So Miz could very well, storyline wise, just be gone. We don't know when the Miz is gonna pull up. He's gone. And that was hilarious. I thought that little thing he did on Instagram was amazing. He's like, at the end, he's like, okay, let me get my jacket. We'll look for him. So, Miz next week maybe shows up. Maybe he's gone. Maybe the Wyatt Six have converted him. Maybe he's dead. We don't know yet. Hopefully, he's not actually dead, but storyline wise, he could just be gone. But then, just going over a few more things. Raw was pretty good. Dominic Mysterio beats Damian Priest. It was a roll up of kind of like distraction, but like still, Dominic Mysterio is the number one contender for Gunther's title, Gunther's World Heavyweight Championship. That's hilarious to me. I cannot believe they pulled the trigger on Dom winning, even if it was by roll up. It does not matter. Dominic Mysterio beat Damian Priest. Finn Balor wasn't there. Finn Balor was kind of on his own, so maybe it's looking like a breakup for the faction. Hopefully it is, because the Judgment Day isn't bad. They're just like, they started off pretty good, and now they're kind of like, I just want to see Finn on his own. And Lord Farquaad and him aren't defending the title, so hopefully they lose it soon. Hopefully, like, Penta comes in, and Penta and Phoenix come in and just take the titles. That would be beautiful. So, going into tag team titles being taken, Motor City Machine Guns win a triple threat match for the number one contendership for the Timu Bloodline titles. The titles aren't the Timu, but the Bloodline is. And Bloodline comes out like, oh, we'll grant you your match right now. And Nick Aldis comes out, he's like, hey, it's stupid. I won't let you guys compete on anything but 100%. And you know what the Motor City Machine Guns said? They're like, listen, we'll take this match right now. I don't care what's happening. I don't care who it is. We're taking this match. Motor City Machine Guns match starts. Honestly, fun match they had before, but little quicker in this match. Then they win. The Motor City Machine Guns defeat the Timu Bloodline and win the tag team championships. I think it's gonna be a great title reign from them. I love how they wrestle. I love their team, and I love their tag team finisher. It's just so nice though how like it works. So Timu Bloodline lose their titles. So Jay is a little happy probably that they lost, but he really wants to get his revenge on Jacob Fatu because he's the one who really boom slammed him on the table, made him lose. Which Braun Breaker, we'll see what happens with him. And then other on SmackDown, yes, the Bloodline stuff's happening. But if we're talking a real heavy, you got Andrade and you got Carmelo Hayes. Seventh match they've had on SmackDown, which every match has basically hit. This match was going well, and then LA Knight was special guest referee, and he just ended the match by him just attacking both, which Nick Aldis was not happy about. So at Crown Jewel, it will be a triple threat for the U.S. Championship. I will do a prediction video for that. I know I said I might do the NXT one. I didn't have time to do it, but I will do a prediction for that pay per view, and the punishment will still apply. I'm the all knowledge person with predicting the match. So I know all of it. I predict everything. I have not lost a challenge yet, and I will still not lose. So, continuing on. SmackDown was great. Then we'll segue to NXT. Bubba Ray Dudley and Trick Williams have a segment where Trick's like, listen, after the match, I got attacked by Ethan Page and I got attacked by Ridge. It's at ECW's place. Let's tag up. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's do this. He said, no, I'm not going to wrestle. Then later in the night, you know, he's sitting there. Bubba Ray's like, you know what, Trick? That offer's still on the table. Let's go. Next week, NXT at ECW's house is going to be All Ego, Ethan Page, and Ridge Holland versus Trick Willie and Bubba Ray Dudley. I'm not gonna lie, I will not be surprised if Bubba Ray Dudley turns on Trick. That would be absolutely hilarious to see. That would be amazing because it would just be Bubba Ray. That's really it'd just be something Bubba Ray would do, I think. And just NXT is on fire right now. They're bringing in all these new women wrestlers that are amazing. I said that last week. The men's wrestling has been great. NXT is not missing. Speak about Carmelo Hayes not missing, but it's just they're hitting different cylinders. Shawn Michaels is doing great down there with creative. Their WWE is the best it's been in all not all time. I feel like it's really hard to top the Attitude Era, but we're doing something different right now. It's completely different. Better than AEW. Sorry, I watched WWE, so I can't really fully talk on AEW. So I'm not to offend any AEW fans, the ones that are there that watch me if you do. But yeah, it's just WWE is really good right now, and just storyline wise, all the stories are great. Speaking about Raw, I forgot to talk about this storyline. You have Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed at Crown Jewel. Seth, beginning of the show, like calling out Bronson. Bronson says, "Hey, I'm here in the parking lot. Let's go. Come on, parking lot now." Seth takes his blue jacket off, reveals he had the same blue jacket under it for some reason, takes that one off, and it's time to get to the beach. We're getting there. And then he goes out there. He does a stomp on Bronson Reed onto the car, like onto the car, and he's like, "Oh, he's talking trash." And then Bronson Reed just gets up. He just gets up from it, goes attack Seth, puts Seth in the back of a truck, throws a trash can into him, and then puts him through two tables in the parking lot. Like, what? He just got stomped onto a car hood, and then he's putting Seth Rollins through some tables. I know he's a monster, but I didn't think he was that much of a monster. I mean, I know he put Braun Strowman through the car the other time, but like a stomp to the car hood and he shits back up, like that's crazy to me. But it is what it is. So right now, the main thing that's heating up, honestly, is the tag team division. You have so many good tag teams. Like I said, Motor City Machine Guns. You have the opportunity for Penta and Phoenix coming, which I think they are. You have the Viking Raiders coming back. They just won a three-way match to be number one contenders for the tag team championships. Sorry, the War Raiders. I still got to get used to that. But yeah, they win it. You know, another loss for the New Day and 619 Rey Mysterio and, Dragon Lee, which, uh, about this whole thing, the New Day losing, yeah, the storyline is hopefully Xavier Wood breaks up off soon because it's, I think, next month. No, it's like December. Around that time is when they have like I think the first Raw where it will be their like anniversary, like that can actually be on TV, would be December 2nd. So that's when they're breaking up. So either they drag it all the way to then, which they can do, you just have them lose a bunch of matches or get angry with each other or get Big E involved. Just don't hit him at all because it was weird. I had a dream where Xavier turned on the New Day, but Biggie was there and he attacked Biggie. It was weird. But you can just like little or just turn now and then have him attack Kofi on the anniversary like really bad, which I think it would be better if you waited till then have him attack him hard. Like, oh, New Day's gonna have their celebration and Xavier and Kofi are gonna be cool again. They're gonna chill out. They're gonna fix all the mistakes. They go out there and Xavier just he's talking to him and they just boom hits him with a chair, just takes him out, leaves Cody with a crimson mat, leaves Kofi with a crimson mask, not Cody Rhodes. We're not getting anywhere near there yet. But that was that would be crazy. But let's go to Crown Jewel, see the matches there so far. So the Crown Jewel matches is Gunther versus Cody Rhodes for the men's Crown Jewel Championship. It's going to be a great match. I've said this before. I've voiced my opinion on this a lot. I think it's stupid that they're doing the Crown Jewel Championship thing. So it's going to be a great match. I'm not going to say who I think's winning it because that's for another video. Then you have Liv Morgan and Nia Jax, Women's Crown Jewel Championship. That match won't be terrible. I don't know if it'll be great. I think Nia Jax has gotten way better since she returned for WWE. So that shouldn't be too bad of a match. You can get through it, but we'll see. Then you have LA Knight versus Carmelo Hayes versus Andrade United States Championship match. I think that match is going to be fire. That might be the sleeper match on the whole card because it's the rivalry between Andrade and Carmelo has been so good, and just their matches with LA Knight have been amazing already. Like Andrade versus LA Knight was really good, so that should be good. Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair versus Piper Niven and Chelsea Green versus Lash Legend and Jake Jackson versus Io Sky and Kairi Sane. So fatal four-way match for the women's tag team championships. Shouldn't be terrible. They did this. They did close this match a few like when they did this a little while ago. I think it might have been a three-way, not a four-way. But it's more like women's tag team championship match. I've been like, I've been saying this for a while. The women's tag team championship doesn't hold too much value to me just because it doesn't have a good like aura, I guess you'd say, around it, and it hasn't had too good of like a history. So like, it's not gonna be a bad match per se, but it won't be like an amazing match. It could be, but I don't think it will be. Bronson Reed versus Seth Rollins unsanctioned match. This is gonna be great. I think there's gonna be blood, probably, maybe not. Um, it's gonna be good though, because Seth is always cooking in matches, especially unsanctioned. Bronson Reed, big boy. He's gonna throw his weight around. It's gonna be great. They have chemistry already. So Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. Randy Orton has that little confrontation with Triple H on SmackDown, saying, "Hey, like you're not gonna protect me. Why are you doing this? Like I'm calling." He called him out, and then Hunter's like, "I just don't want you to do this." And then he's finally like, "Okay, you get your match versus Kevin Owens." Randy's, I'm like, "Let's go." He's happy. But Kevin Owens is on a different type of mindset right now. He's in demon mode. So we'll see what happens there. And then Roman Reigns and the Usos versus Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa. Jacob, once again, not wrestling. I think it's just because they're waiting for War Games to have more than those people together. What happens is either Jacob Fatu screws him or Sami Zayn screws him, which won't happen, or it's just a match and the Bloodline just win. I mean, that could happen. The last time all of them were in a match together, like all of them like actually in the match, not like interfering, was the old Bloodline. If you add Solo in there, was last year at Crown Jewel, if I'm correct, because that's when Roman got pinned for the first time in like forever. So it'll be good, and that's what it is so far. I think it'll be great. I really do think this pay per view is gonna be good. Usually in Crown Jewels, you got some really weird matches. So yeah, I think Crown Jewel will be good. Usually, you think about it, it's those like weird matches where it's like Undertaker versus Goldberg, those type of matches. So I'm happy they actually have like a more of a normal match card for it. The Crown Jewel Championship. I mean, I guess that's better than having like the old wrestlers go because I don't want to see anyone like it. I don't want to see anyone like kind of hurt their legacy, but in no way like that it's the Crown Jewel Championship. I think it's very stupid and I think it's not needed. But if that's what needs to be done, it's what needs to be done for business. Because I don't know what they need to do for business. Only they do. So hopefully, once this is all over, we never have to deal with like that type of championship again. And hopefully they'll just put a women's mid card championship there because that would be absolutely perfect. So that's kind of my thoughts on the Crown Jewel Championship and pay per view. Other than that, I think just NXT's cooking. I've said that before, and with NXT, Ethan Page, I think he gets another feud in there or two, but usually after you got like the championship reign, you most likely get called up. I think it's hard right now for Raw just because it's going to be 2 hours right now, and I think it's hard for them to get all their stories. Either, sorry, they're either, just having struggles with it, which they are. I don't know why I said they're either, but I think it's more like they're saving some really heavy hitting stories for Netflix that haven't started yet, so they're probably keeping some in the back burner because that would just be smart so they don't start someone USA and then really like go through the Netflix. I think it's smart to start it on Netflix because all those people on Netflix that don't watch WWE and have a chance to get it, they get some really, really good, you know, type of feuds. I mean, of course, they already started the Bloodline one. They already started the Bronson Reed one. LA Knight, they've been going for a few. They've been going for at least 2+ months. So some of the storylines already started. You can't stop them. So you're gonna have to wait on that. But I'm expecting the first night on Netflix to go absolutely crazy. So that's kind of the reason I think they struggle because there's a lot of storylines to get through, but also they don't want to create any new crazy storylines yet because they want to save those for Netflix. But that's pretty much my takes for this week. I think WWE is doing great. Everything they're doing is pretty much great. The Crown Jewel Championship, I don't know how much of that is them specifically, but those are kind of stupid. That's one of the only the things I find stupid, unless you count the women's tag team championships, but they're not stupid. They just don't serve that much of a purpose, in my opinion. Which, sorry, it's just my opinion. But thank you guys for watching. This has been Wrestling Wednesday. Wait for Friday's episode and bye. Subscribe.